In the 2022 NBA Draft, the New Orleans Pelicans select Dyson Daniels.
Doncic goes down, and it's taken away. Dyson Daniels.
As LeBron James stays in front, wraps him up, takes it away. Seen that before, ask Luka Doncic.
I am highly impressed with this rookie, Dyson Daniels. He's not afraid of the moment here.
That's my mentality, I always want to go against the best, so I'm ready to take on the challenge, It's going to be a challenge, It's not easy to make it to the NBA. There's a lot of good basketballers out there. NBA talent's going to be in the G League as well, so I think that's probably why I chose G League over the NBL. I feel like it's got a better development program. They're there to help you get to the NBA. They got the coaches in place. They're putting veterans around you that you're going to be playing with. I'm willing to take on whatever it takes to get there. Hopefully next year I'll be getting my name called at the NBA draft.
Daniels with the crossover, keeps control, unbelievable Dyson Daniels. That is some kind of offensive move from Dyson Daniels.
Spin move, right hand, teardrop is good to go.
That is the class of a player who is set for big things.
Stolen away by Daniels, finishes with the two hands.
I'm really looking forward to learning the NBA playing style and just adapting to what American basketball is.
Dyson is a 20-year-old out of Bendigo, Australia, and is transitioned to be one of the league's best defenders. Dyson grew up playing for Victoria Basketball and played for the Bendigo Braves, his local association, and carved up the entire league. Dyson's dad is a phenomenal talent, coming over from the United States to Australia and transitioning and changing Bendigo basketball. For those that don't know, Dyson has two brothers, an older brother named Kai Daniels and a younger brother named Dash Daniels. Both really talented basketball players that have made their mark on the Bendigo level. However, let's put the focus on who we want, Dyson Daniels. Dyson began his career playing for Bendigo Braves and carved up the local circuit. He was literally dominating, dunking the ball, playing the defender that he is, and shooting at an extremely high level. Dyson had a nice frame, didn't have much size and weight, but his length got him to where he needed to go and made his potential unlimitless. Dyson then began playing for the state program, which is the Victoria Country State Program, and he put his name on the national level, making his mark against the best players across Australia. Dyson really dominated. The level of Australian basketball wasn't up to his standard, it wasn't up to his level, so he decided to take his talents to a new, different level. Suiting up for the Victoria men's basketball team, under 20s level, meaning he could play against the best players in the country and really let the scouts and the people across the globe know who Dyson Daniels is. Dyson was the most complete player at the tournament, scoring the ball at all three levels with the float game, with the three ball, dishing it out to his teammates, and playing really high level defense. Dyson's team unfortunately didn't win the tournament, but he left scouts with something to see. NBL scouts were in attendance, NBA G League were in attendance, and college coaches and scouts. As you can see here, Dyson's phenomenal defense leads to a fast break jam. This is exactly what Dyson has been doing throughout his whole junior career. In Australia, the competition isn't at a height that he was at. He was making sure that he dominated this level and using what he can and taking his tools from this competition to the NBA G League next year. Unfortunately, Dyson ended up losing this tournament. He lost to Queensland by 22 points in the semi-finals, and that Queensland team ended up winning the whole competition just a few days later. Dyson gave it his all, but he knew this was just a little mark of his future career. He knew that just in a few months he would be playing in a whole different country and he'll be playing in the NBA G League. But before that, we'll talk about his next start. He suited up for the Center of Excellence Basketball, which is a program where the best players for basketball and any given sport play with and against each other to get better and improve the nation's best basketball players. Dyson had the opportunity to play with the likes of Josh Giddey, Tyrese Proctor, and many other spectacular basketball players in Australia. This improved Dyson's game exponentially, playing against Josh Giddey, who is one of the NBA's best scorers, passers, and players in the league today, and Tyrese Proctor, who was a high-level prospect expected to be drafted in the 2024 NBA draft out of Duke. This gave Dyson a whole other outlook on the game. Scouts were more around the game, scouts were more likely to watch, and he would more be likely to receive offers and to improve his game. Let's take this for example. Dyson Daniels is living with some of the best players in the country, improving on his game, having high level and some of the best coaches in the country looking after him, getting the best conditioning and treatment. Dyson knew that his time would come. Now he moved to the national level that he played at. He suited up for Australia in the under-20s basketball team. Dyson led the team, starting point guard, and he was the main focus for other teams. Dyson Daniels averaged 14 points per game, 5.3 rebounds, and 4.6 assists across 7 games against the best players in the world. These players included Chet Holmgren, Victor Wembanyama, and some other spectacular basketball players that are now in the NBA and carving up the league today. Dyson matched up well against the other team's best players, always guarding and always defending at a high level. However, his shooting was very inefficient. He lacked the three-point shot, and this was noticed by NBA coaches, NBA scouts, and was one thing that he had to improve on before entering the NBA. However, one thing Dyson knew was that he was really built for the NBA level, competing well against the other team's best players and competing against the nation's best players across the whole world. Dyson knew that his time from Bendigo was done, and he would make his mark in the NBA G League. In the summer of 2021, Dyson put in the work, knowing that the NBA G League Ignite would be a big stepping stone, and he would need to put in that work to end up in the 2022 NBA draft in a year's time. Dyson committed to the G League Ignite with likes of Scoot Henderson for the Portland Trailblazers and Marjon Beauchamp for the Milwaukee Bucks. Dyson was a key player for the G League Ignite in the 2021-22 season, and he even hit this game winner against the Salt Lake City team. Scouts could definitely see Dyson's defensive ability with a 6'8", 205-pound frame that not many players can compete with at the high level. Not only could he achieve the shooting and the defensive ability, but his high-flying skills also impressed the scouts, and potential was definitely seen across the league. One thing that I see amongst most defenders is that the perimeter defense is there and is evident. But Dyson can not only perimeter defend, but he can also guard the interior, achieving a high level of blocks and averaging 1.4 blocks along with 1.6 steals in the season. Dyson put up 11.7 points per game, 6.9 rebounds, and 4.9 assists per game for the G League Ignite in the 2021 season. Now we move to where it really matters. Dyson declared for the 2022 NBA draft. Dyson was projected to go from the 6th pick to the 14th pick in the 2022 NBA draft. This left Dyson in a rough position, working out for a lot of teams in the NBA, doing all the pre-draft workouts, and making sure that he can solidify himself as a lottery pick, and an early lottery pick is what he wanted to do. New Orleans Pelicans was high on his radar. Everyone knew that he was going to likely go to that team as they lacked a defensive player sitting behind Herb Jones, and they wanted a nice wing to pair up with the likes of Trey Murphy, Zion Williamson, and Brandon Ingram. And that's when he made history. And with the 8th pick,
the 2022 NBA Draft, the New Orleans Pelicans select Dyson Daniels.
Dyson Daniels had a rough first season with the Pelicans. However, he really maximized his role by guarding the league's best players while Herb Jones was out and coming off the bench and really creating a spark. Dyson's overall game was phenomenal. He was able to put points on the board, achieve good high quality rebounds, assist the ball, and really maximize his defensive potential and proving why he was the 8th pick. Some would say that he might be a bust. Some would say that, since he's the 8th pick, he should be this and he should be that. However, he was put on a contending team, and he is really performing and demonstrating why he could be one of the best role players in this league, or in a long shot, he might be able to become a star player on any NBA roster. Dyson only averaged 4 points this season, and he didn't play a lot of games. However, he really proved to the NBA scouts and the league that he could be one of the best players on any given NBA team. During the time when Herb Jones was out with injury, he was guarding players like SGA, Steph Curry, and even LeBron James, and he was holding his own. Just enjoy some of these highlights from his first NBA season. Stealing the ball from Nikola Jokic, leading to a transition fast break for CJ McCollum, and these are the things that you can't teach. Most rookies, when they come into the NBA, they really struggle on the defensive side of the ball, not being able to handle their physicality and not being able to handle the speed of the game. However, this was the opposite for Dyson. Dyson is still adapting to the offense that the league is giving him, but he is really shining on the defensive end, doing some things that you can't teach a 19-year-old rookie in this day and age. When players come into the NBA now, they are the #1 option on their high school teams, and they're the #1 option on the college teams, and they really struggle to adapt to the offensive structure of the NBA. Suffering to be the role player of an NBA team, or suffering to be the second man guy to an NBA superstar. However, Dyson's ego was really good. He wasn't too confident and he wasn't too cocky, but he was just believing in what he does. He really fits well with Zion Williamson and Brandon Ingram and CJ McCollum, and he can really provide a good spark for years to come. This season, Dyson has improved as a player. Yes, his shooting can improve, which he is working with NBA shooting coach Fred Vinson right now, but his defense has taken to another level, leading the league in deflections made and up there in top 15 for steals per game this season. Fortunately, Dyson is battling an injury right now and is still recovering and is expected to be back within 2 weeks. This season, Dyson has taken it to another level. He is really showing why he can be a great role player on this New Orleans Pelicans squad and a great player for years to come. Dyson is a true professional, always stepping up what he needs to be. Dyson can hit big shots, whether it's a corner 3 ball, whether it's off the screen into a floater, or making the right offensive plays. Dyson Daniels does the unteachable things. He always stays ready, and when players like Herb Jones goes through injury or even gets in foul trouble, Dyson has the ability to guard the best team's players. Dyson is a great offensive playmaker. He leads the team. He is top 3 in the team for total assists per game, and he is really showing how good of a playmaker he can be. If Dyson's role was to increase, say he goes to a different team, I could see him being a star level player and potentially an all-star in this league. However, with how good the NBA is and how good the New Orleans Pelicans depth is, I couldn't see him being the star player on this squad, but I could see him being a 6th man of the year type of player, or even when CJ McCollum ends up being finished, a starting point guard for this squad. With his 6'8" frame and 205 pounds, he is a strong, big, and solid guard that can really nail the league in defense and really uses size against some of the league's shorter guards like Steph Curry, Jamal Murray, and Scoot Henderson for years to come. With the Australia style play style, he is great at playing team basketball and great at offensive structure. He knows how to move off the ball, whether it's cutting, whether it's flashing, whether it's setting some off-ball screens, whatever it may be. Dyson is elite. He is great at putting the ball on the deck and getting into the paint, and with his size and with his height advantage that he has on most guards, he is able to get a shot off even when it looks a bit uncoordinated, but he is still able to do it. That's going to wrap up the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe to Pelicans Plays on YouTube, and please follow my TikTok, Pelicans Plays. My socials will be in the link in the description. Thank you guys for watching, and I'm out, y'all. Peace.